What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, March 27th. It's 9:52 a.m. and this is the crypto market update. So we're going to see where we're at as far as along with the trend, what we've been tracking here again. So let's dive into it. So we got the dollar right now. It looks like it is rolling over. That was the lower time frame, but we're still getting hung up at this 786 here. We have this high down to the low, and we have the bodies getting rejected below that 786. That's what we want to see. So 104.40, but we'll even let 104.50 slide. So we don't want to see the dollar get above that level, because if we do, we could see a little dump in the crypto market. We want to see it get rejected here and roll over. And if we look at the 3-hour chart, we do have the momentum starting to curl over right now. We want to see that continue. Let's look at the 6-hour chart, still red here. Let's look at the 12-hour, and we are seeing a little bit of a cross up, but we're getting close as far as being able to cross down in the TSI. So that's what we want to wait for. As far as the dollar goes, if we see that 12-hour TSI cross down, that stock RSI go below that 50 line, then we're good for the dollar to roll over. Then let's look at the pump dump chart here for crypto. We want to see this break down below the belly of the beast. So right now we're still at this 786 from this low to the high up here. As you can see, that's that red 786 here. We haven't touched it quite yet. So we want to break down below that 786, get below the belly of the beast, ultimately break down below the macro 786 here. And then we can see a meltdown in this chart, which will mean a melt up in crypto. So that's what we're tracking here. And then if we look at this trend line coming down like that, we could still have a little pump up. So don't be alarmed if that's the case. As long as we're getting rejected by this trend line coming down, that's fine. Looking at the 12-hour chart, we do have that TSI crossing below the zero line. So we want to see that continue. And looking at the daily chart, we are looking like we're getting ready to cross down. So something like this. And we're still below that zero line. So that's good. Then let's look at the alt season chart, because the alt season chart is still above the belly of the beast. We need to get below the belly of the beast here. We don't want to see this breakout and go up there. That won't be good for the altcoins. We want to see this get sucked into the belly of the beast. Looking at the 12-hour chart, we are seeing momentum cross up right now. If we look at the 3-day, we're still rolling over. So we have medium time frames that are trying to turn this trend around, but we have higher time frames that are pulling it down into the quicksand. So higher time frames take more precedence over the medium time frame. So this is fine. So we're seeing the momentum, higher time frames rolling over. I believe we're going to get sucked into the belly and the beast here, and altcoins are going to start to outperform. Looking at Bitcoin, we need to get above that 1K level and hold with the bodies of the candles above it. We had a pop up above that level this morning, and we've seen a rejection so far. And with that pop up, we saw altcoins start to pop up. And then with this rejection, we've seen altcoins come down. So altcoins are really waiting on Bitcoin to break above that 71K level and hold it as support. That's that 786 here. So we want to see the 4-hour chart with the stock RSI cross up and the TSI cross up. And that's what's going to be able to push us above that level. And then for altcoins to be able to melt up. We want to maintain above the previous all-time high from 2021, which is 69K. Yesterday, we saw a lot of support at 69.5K. So 69K, I want to see us hold if we pull down. And at the most, 7.5K. This trend line of this inverse head and shoulders here that have broken out. But so far, we're good. So we just want to maintain those key levels and then see the momentum cross up. And then looking at the total 3, we want to maintain above the purple moving average here on the Stargate Snakes. We've seen a test of it as support. We've seen this trend line coming down like this as well too. So as long as we can maintain above that purple moving average here, we'll be all right. If anything, if we dip lower, I'd want to see us hold above this kind of neckline here for this inverse head and shoulders. So far, so good. We're all right. But we need to see that momentum on the 4-hour chart cross up to avoid a deeper correction here. We don't have much room to the downside, in my opinion, if we're going to see a short-term immediate melt up. And then we've been holding this 786 that we broke up out of. So we had the high over here to the low. We had the 786 broke above it. So as long as we can maintain above the 786 and the purple moving average, we could see an immediate short-term melt up to the macro 786. Then looking at the other chart, we're still on track for that fractal pattern here. So by late March, by the end of March, maybe Friday will be a payday. We're supposed to see a big pop up. So that's what I'm tracking. That's what I'm watching. So far, we've been following the pattern to a T. So keep an eye out later this week, a couple of days, for an all of a sudden just pop right up, a big move for the altcoins. But it's going to lie with what Bitcoin does here. Bitcoin needs to stay stable. It needs to stay above its previous all-time high. And then if it can get above 71K, hold that support with multiple days of bodies above it, then we're in good order. So one thing about Bitcoin, I want to look at the 12-hour chart. We are crossed up. That's all good. But if we can see that one-day TSI cross up, we're getting close, not quite there yet. And that stock RSI get above that 50 line, that's what's going to take us above 71K as well too. And then any anomalies for the day, not seeing any on a short-term time frame like Cosmos, AGIX. We had huge news as far as 3 AI coins merging together to make a new coin called, what was it called? ASI. So they're becoming Fetch AI, AGIX, and Ocean are combining, and there's going to be a new token called ASI, which I think is going to be the number one AI token. That's going to be massive. There will be no second best. So this is going to probably lead to some pumps across AGIX, FET, Ocean, in the meantime, until they kind of make that merge in the first week of April. So that could be a play for today. But you're going to want to watch the drivers. Bitcoin needs to maintain above those key levels. The others, in total 3 market caps, need to maintain above their key levels, above the 786 here at most, so they drop down the EMA ribbon. And then we want to watch the drivers charts, the alt season pulse chart, the pump dump chart, and then the dollar as well too. And in the Discord, we have the signals for the pump dump chart, for the alt season pulse chart, for total 3 for others. So we have all these in the Discord as far as the signals go. So if you're not using the charts, you can look in the Discord for the signals in here to know whether we're going to pump or dump, and if the altcoins are going to go on a massive rally with the alt season pulse chart. So I'm going to leave it at that. I got to go to the dentist, get my teggies clean. But until then, I'll see you guys in the Discord and in the next video.